right, let's talk about Monster Hunter. You've probably heard of it. It's this huge, sometimes intimidating, but unbelievably rewarding series that has hooked millions of people on a really simple promise. You hunt, you carve, and you craft. So let's break it down. You hear it before you see it. A heavy stomp in the trees, a low growl that shakes leaves loose, and every plan turns into quick choices. I mean, that just nails it, right? That's the feeling that kicks off every single hunt. It's that quiet, tense moment right before the chaos breaks loose, where all your careful planning is about to meet the brutal reality of a giant monster. And that feeling, that mix of pure dread and excitement, that is the absolute heart of this entire series. It's what keeps people coming back for hundreds, if not thousands, of hours. So for anyone who hasn't jumped in yet, what exactly is Monster Hunter? At its core, it's actually beautiful in its simplicity. You're a hunter. Your whole job is to go out there, track down these colossal creatures, take them down in some really intense fights. And then, this is the best part, you use their scales, their claws, and their horns to forge better gear so you can go out and hunt an even bigger monster. This whole idea is built around what might be one of the most effective and, frankly, addictive gameplay loops in all of gaming. Let's break down how just one hunt so easily becomes a habit. It really all comes down to these 4 steps. You hunt a monster, you carve it for parts, you craft better gear, and then you do it all over again on something tougher. And see, that new helmet or that sharper sword isn't just a stat boost, it's a trophy. It's physical proof that you conquered that massive beast, and it's the key that lets you survive your next, even more dangerous fight. But what makes that loop so powerful? Why does it work so well? Well, the secret sauce to Monster Hunter is its whole philosophy on progression. See, it's not about grinding for levels, it's about you, the person holding the controller, actually getting better at the game. You win because you read the monster. That's it. That quote captures the entire difference. Look, in a lot of games, you can just grind and outlevel a tough boss, right? Not here. In Monster Hunter, there is no character level. You can't just grind experience points to win. The only reason you win is because you learned the fight. So, here's the fundamental difference. A traditional RPG is all about your character's stats, leveling up, getting more XP. Monster Hunter is all about your skill. Yeah, better gear helps, sure, but it's your knowledge of the monster and your timing that really matter. It's your brain that's leveling up, not some number on a screen. And that skill isn't just about fast reflexes in the middle of a fight. A huge part of the game happens before you even lay eyes on the monster. It's all about the choices you make. Eating the right meal for a health boost, packing antidotes because you know this thing uses poison, bringing a fire weapon to fight an ice monster. Smart prep like that can turn a 30-minute slog into a clean 10-minute victory. Then, when the fight starts, you feel the weights of everything you do. When you swing a giant greatsword, you're locked into that animation. You can't just cancel out of it and dodge away. This forces you to be deliberate. If you just mash buttons, you're going to get punished hard. But patience, finding that perfect opening, that's what gets rewarded. And this really breaks down what getting better actually looks like. I mean, gear is a nice chunk of it for sure. But look at this. Half of your real progression is just learning the monster. Knowing its tells, knowing that when a Rathalos lifts its leg just so, a tail whip is coming, or that a deep roar means it's about to charge. That is what makes you powerful. Now, the series didn't just become this global hit overnight. It took a while. So let's take a quick look at how this core idea has been twisted, remixed, and refined over the past 2 decades. So it all started back on the PS2 in 2004, laying down that slow, deliberate foundation. Then, with each new game, it added a new flavor. Try took us underwater, which was an experience. 4 introduced verticality and mounting monsters. Then World came along in 2018 and just blew the doors open for a massive global audience. After that, Rise injected this incredible speed and acrobatic movement. And now everyone's looking at Wilds, which seems to be pushing for even more dynamic, huge-scale hunts. Okay, so with all that history, you're probably thinking, this sounds cool, but where on earth do I even start? It can definitely seem a little daunting. So let's talk about where a new hunter should begin their journey today. This is the big question, right? For anyone who's curious. And the good news is, there are a couple of really perfect entry points right now. You honestly can't go wrong with either of them. They just offer a slightly different kind of hunt. Your choice really just comes down to what you're looking for. If you want a deep, immersive, big-screen cinematic feeling with these living, breathing ecosystems, then Monster Hunter World is absolutely your game. If you'd rather have faster, more acrobatic combat and quicker, almost arcade-style hunts, then you want Monster Hunter Rise. And of course, keep an eye on Wilds for the newest evolution of the hunt. And hey, one last piece of advice, and this is probably the most important thing I can tell you. There are 14 different weapon types, and each one feels like a completely different game. Just pick one that looks cool to you and stick with it for a little while. I promise you, there is a learning curve. But you will feel this incredible click when it all falls into place, and it is so worth it.
And that's really what makes Monster Hunter tick. It's a game about patience, preparation, and that feeling of pure, earned satisfaction when a monster finally goes down. So now you get it. The only question left is, which massive beast is going to be your first trophy?